say it's Russell Wednesday, but this is like something to go along, I guess, especially before Monday Night Raw today, because this is a video from Pllana called "The Harsh Truth About The Rock." Yeah. As much we got mad respect for what he done for the business through the year, currently it's not looking good for The Rock with folks' feelings towards Dwayne The Rock Johnson. We like The Rock, but Dwayne Johnson is not too fond of Dwayne Johnson the final balls right now. Half he's ill right now, and two, not just because it's heel work right now, but what the empty promises he's been leaving with wrestling as of lately as well too. Not to mention, he could possibly be also part of the situation we got going on right now with the with how things are booked right now, with this bizarre like situation we got going on with wrestling with WWE right now, with fans as of late been rooting for the heels and booing certain baby faces. Not all, thank God, but yeah. So get my day, so I'm working from home today. So that being said, we're gonna take a look at this situation. So without further ado, let's get it. And I might add my 2 cents on it as well too. I wanted to check it out sooner or later because Ross checked it out too. Shout out to Kicking the Ross, always checking out the cool wrestling videos as well too, and good suggestions for wrestling videos to check out. So let me check to see what this is all about. See what Pllana to say about this as well too. Let's get it.
I did feel, and I made the call, I don't want to be involved in that step back. Let the final boss step back into the shadows. And I called John after Elimination Chamber, spoke to him, called Cody, and I said, I think the final boss's work is done.
Listen up, Dwayne, you bald fraud!
Okay, I love that. That is definitely one of the best promos of this year so far. Definitely one of the other one is definitely the one between Cody Rhodes and Cena, but that's definitely one of the top promos of 2025 so far.
Listen up, Dwayne, you bald fraud! You!
What was the actual benefit of Cena selling his soul to The Rock?
I'm sorry, I cannot defend that.
This message goes out to The Rock. John Cena can
this is all from that video I watched too.
ruin pro wrestling for everybody by being a heel. That doesn't need to come off in the most ridiculous, most underwhelming, most lame finish for WrestleMania that I've seen since WrestleMania 9.
We wanted to see Dwayne Johnson. We like Dwayne Johnson. We're upset that we didn't see Dwayne Johnson. So the fact that happened is getting it down.
WrestleMania 41 was a complete disaster. John Cena's heel turn has also been a failure, and there's one man responsible for this entire mess, and that man is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. In today's video, we're going to break down how The Rock ruined WrestleMania 41 through manipulation, broken promises, and flat-out lies. This is the harsh truth about The Rock.
Should The Rock sit at the head of the table?
Before we get to the disaster that was WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, we need to rewind to January 1st, 2024.
Now, I know they do this. It's going to be folks saying, oh, we should have just went with Rock versus Roman instead of Cody versus... No. Cody needed to have this moment as well, too. So don't even go there. I know there's people who are still going there. There's people that did go there talking about all this want to happen. You let Rock... Yeah. Fuck off with that. For anybody go there, fuck off with that. I don't care what anybody say. Somebody said... at this video, The Rock's going to try In-N-Out Burger for the first... Oh, wow. Anyway. But yeah, don't fuck off with that for real. You know there's going to be some guys who still didn't think Cody... That's, who glad he lost drop title and still never wanted Cody to hold the title. Gonna say that bullshit as well, too. You know what I'm saying? You know the folks I deal with, but let's keep going.
That was the night that The Rock returned and teased a WrestleMania 40 match with Roman Reigns. And honestly, that's where all the problems started. Up until then, Triple H had spent an entire year building a redemption arc for Cody Rhodes. It was all leading to one moment: Cody finally dethroning Roman Reigns and finishing his story. The WWE even booked Cody to win the Royal Rumble, and everything was falling into place until The Rock decided to insert himself into the mix. Dwayne essentially told Triple H and Cody to step aside, and they did. Cody Rhodes famously stepped down from challenging Roman, introducing The Rock as the new opponent instead. Behind the scenes, The Rock's camp wanted Cody to waste his Royal Rumble win on a match with Seth Rollins. This is a match that no one asked for or wanted to see. The fans wanted nothing but Cody versus Roman Reigns number 2, period. But The Rock didn't care. That was until the fans made him care. The "We Want Cody" movement exploded, and the crowd would boo The Rock out of every building, and the backlash was so overwhelming that the WWE, they had no choice. The Rock turned heel, and a new feud with Cody Rhodes began, and I've gotta admit, it was incredible. The Rock was perfect as a villain. The segments were unforgettable, and that feud honestly saved WrestleMania 40. For the first time in a while, The Rock was back in the spotlight for all the right reasons. After a string of box office failures, he returned to WWE and started delivering gold. Cody would go on to finish a story with Roman, but a new one with The Rock had just begun, or so we thought. That's when the lies began, that's when things took a turn, and The Rock's relationship with the WWE started to fall apart all over again. CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in the Hell in a Cell match was originally set to main event Bad Blood, and the fans were hyped. This was the hottest storyline of the summer. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre put everything into this feud to get the fans invested, and it deserved to close out the show. But just like Cody Rhodes before them, their spotlight was stolen. And this time, the fans weren't able to help, because The Rock came back and took the main event for himself. Using his backstage influence, The Rock reshaped the show. Suddenly, the main event was no longer the Hell in a Cell. It was the tag team match with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns teaming up to take on the Bloodline. That match was very disappointing and forgettable. But then,
I can see, here's the thing. I see why it went with that way, but at the same time, yeah, the Hell in a Cell could have been the main event. But I disagree with his saying that was forgettable. No, it was cool. It was a cool moment, especially how it ended and all that. Yeah, it was a good moment though as well too. And I feel like the ending should have. It was cool. It would have been the ending way it went is fine. But I get why. But I get why the Hell in a Cell should have been main event. But at the same time, your first match and your last match are gonna be your best match. So there's that. So I'm not mad that the Hell in a Cell was first. No, I'm not mad at all. But I get why they went there. And like I said, that tag team match wasn't like forgettable. I still remember that though. Like between Cody Rhodes sacrificing himself for Jacob Fatu, Roman getting the win, and then Jimmy coming back and all that, and then at the end with The Rock, it's not forgettable, man. No, it was a cool match, but at the same time, like I guess with the main event, you can say you can agree with it in a way. So it was like a 50-50 with that situation.
Came the post-match segment. The Rock would make his return again, and this time it was to confront Cody Rhodes and maybe Roman Reigns, we don't know. And then he gave us a countdown, and the pay-per-view faded to black. Many fans gave this moment the benefit of the doubt. Maybe
I did. I was thinking it was like a 3-strike situation or some kind of 3-strike situation or anything, not knowing that later on the line when he did the thing with my hands ashy as hell. Let me take care of his hand real quick. When he did the thing with Cena for it led to his cell not turning his tail, he had 2 fingers up, so it was like he's counting down what's coming down with this whole situation going on right now. They wondering we was looking for maybe another sellout happening at Mania, but that didn't happen as well too. I mean, we also got. I mean, they said now there's word saying that new members of Faction comes in on Backlash, or get somebody new to the Heyman's little faction going on, or something with John Cena. Who knows? Either way, something Backlash could happen as well too. Because sometimes Backlash has always been like the good makeup for WrestleMania for like certain storylines, or if WrestleMania was a complete bomb, whatever. So yeah, this could happen with that as well too. But yeah, I was like thinking like, dude, it was a 3-strike rule. We did that, but it's like it could be more.
Was building up to something bigger. Maybe The Rock had a long-term story in mind, and that was the only reason people were willing to accept the fact that he buried the Drew match.
That's the thing. Long storyline is going to get you, not going to get you everywhere. Sometime I will say that. Like it's cool.
McIntyre and CM Punk match, but no, there was no plan. Reports later confirmed that The Rock's surprise return was never intended to lead to anything, and if you didn't believe those reports, just look at what happened when Raw made its debut on Netflix. The Rock opened the show and the fans were buzzing because surely this was it. He would challenge Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania, or maybe he'd officially announce his retirement match with Roman Reigns at that Mania. But none of that happened.
Right.
Instead, he came out, he thanked Netflix, and then he dropped the final boss persona entirely, and it was just Dwayne Johnson talking about business deals. And just like that, the most compelling story the WWE had spent an entire year building, which was The Rock and Cody, was flushed down the drain. There was no payoff, we got nothing. This return meant nothing, and in the process, The Rock didn't just ruin Punk and Drew's Hell in a Cell main event, but he also derailed Cody's WrestleMania plans, which meant Triple H had to pivot again, and he needed to find a new opponent for Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania.
My perspective is I've always done what's best for business. What is best for business is I main event WrestleMania, and what is best for business is for the first time I confidently say that I'm going to win a 17th championship.
Something's weird about this.
Yup, and here it goes. And there it is.
Oh! Cena just beat The Rock! Oh my God! He kicks him! What? Cena kicks Cody! We got a John Cena heel turn finally! Oh, Cena!
Poor kid, man. Poor kid.
No!
I'm saying that because I'm glad there's some people that was like, including Ross too. It was like no to it though. You know, there's people saying, "Oh, he finally did it." Like I guess people had some JR moments with it. I love it. Poor kid. And to anybody that's got that want to make fun of kids and shit just to be an asshole or because it's part of fun and everything, fuck y'all. How about that? Yeah, they want to say F these kids. Oh, fuck y'all.
Those reactions. It's clear that John Cena's heel turn was a once-in-a-generation moment, but it was all ruined because The Rock forced Triple H to move it from the original plan of WrestleMania to the Chamber just so he could be a part of it. And his excuse was that WWE needed to sell more tickets for the Chamber pay-per-view, but the show was already 95% sold out by that point. At first, I didn't mind. A faction with John Cena and The Rock, now that could have changed WWE forever. But that's not what we got. Instead, it was just another ego trip for Dwayne. He wanted to attach himself to the biggest story, even though he never had plans to actually be a part of it. That's why John Cena and Cody never mentioned him, and that's why we didn't see him again. That's also why the build was so awkward, because John Cena was never supposed to turn heel yet. If The Rock was never going to stick around, then Cena's heel turn should have happened at WrestleMania.
Exactly.
That moment belonged there.
That's true, but at the same time, I get it. It did got some buzz, but at the same time, yeah, it probably would have been better. Well, who knows?
The Rock
like on some like same thing with Rock Cody versus Stone Cold versus Rock when Stone Cold sold to McMahon. It could have been better like that way in my opinion. So yeah, I can see that being better in my opinion. Probably would have been in my opinion, but who knows?
Stripped us of what
reason why I said that too, because him doing it at Elimination Chamber made for the fans who love heels and wanted to see the heel for a while. It was great, but at the same time, it kept going. We kept getting a lot of speculation, a lot of fantasy booking. You know, I know people are downplaying others for doing fantasy booking, which is nothing wrong with that. But it definitely left too much wide open for fantasy booking. Like there's a lot of people saying Seth going to sell out to The Rock. Well, he kind of still sold out to Heyman in a way. People's going Drew's going to do it, or possibly who knows. But at the same time, that's why it probably been better if Cena did it at Mania. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. We couldn't have this build up or anything. The only downside about it is it's probably been a conflicting with two faces going at it. It probably would have still sadly started booing Cole at the way in the world too, or we could have got the way around and typical Cena boo. Who knows? But yeah, other than that, it could have went either or. But if you kind of think about it, probably been better at WrestleMania for it to happen though as well too. That have been a better moment than what we got at WrestleMania. Yeah, I get Cena say we get nothing and all that, but at the same time, can you really sit there and sit there? I don't care how much you hate Cody, how much you got little respect for Triple H. Can you really sit there and just really sit there and say that you was okay with that outcome of WrestleMania? Let's think about that. But yeah, let's keep going.
What could have been the greatest WrestleMania moment of all time. To make things even worse, he didn't even show up at Mania. And when it all fell apart, he did what he always does, which is damage control. Meanwhile, Triple H was left trying to brace fans for the disaster that we got. The harsh truth is that we can't keep doing this. Something's got to change because this is not working. The Rock ruined John Cena's heel turn. He ruined WrestleMania 41, and he's going to keep ruining WWE's future unless he makes a choice. You're either 100% committed or you're out.
Should The Rock sit at the head of the table?
My question is, are we still going to get The Rock versus Roman? That's the only thing that can sum this up, that we still get Rock versus Roman and down. It sucks that we have to wait to another WrestleMania for this, though, as well, too. Not saying one at 40, no. I'm not part of that again. I mean, I don't care. Them real crybabies can go to hell. But at the same time, it could have been cool to have Rock versus Roman at this past WrestleMania, but the triple threat between CM Punk, Roman, and Seth was bomb. Was not bomb as bad, but great. Was great. Made up for it, though. I will say that. Now, I mean, it sucks that the Cody and Cena didn't get to suffer for it, but at the same time, it was like a pro and con with this whole situation, in my opinion. Yeah.
The Rock's got your attention now, doesn't he? You pieces of
Yeah.
Cody is screwed. He has done an amazing job. Cody Rhodes, thank you, brother.
That's not real life, right? And the complaining that is on it. It's not.
And then that thing right here is also part of the reason why fans are rebelling too, which sucks right there. So. Yeah, that's the other thing. It sucks that little interview here might cause the rebellions we got going on with amongst fans as well too.
I don't want that. I want your soul. John Cena.
And I said, I think the final boss's work is done.
Hey, Rock, go yourself.
Okay, but anyway, this was good video to put together though. Now, I mean, a lot of good points out of everything of this, to be honest. Like I said, them saying that the tag team match was forgivable, I disagree with that, but I can understand why that the Hell in a Cell could be main event, but at the same time, it was hard to put Roman, who's, been main for a while as a heel, try to achieve, back in the forefront. So it was definitely a 50-50 situation with that. But everything was on point. Just about everything has a point right there as well too, in a way. And like I said, the only thing I disagree was that the tag team match was forgettable. It wasn't. But yeah, but if you think about it, if Cena would have did that WrestleMania instead of Elimination Chamber, it would definitely been a little better for that as well too. It would have definitely eliminated a lot of speculations that folks had looking into it, and definitely eliminate chances of disappointment for fans as well too. So there's that. So yeah, other than that, in my opinion, this, like I said, hopefully things get a little better overall with WWE. Situation with The Rock, situation with the booking and everything. Just hopefully things get better. That's all I'm gonna say. Other than that, if you like my reaction to this, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.